My next guest is a 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, Pro Football Hall of Famer, of course, who spent all 9 seasons of his incredible career with the Detroit Lions. Look how happy you are. Look how happy you are.
I'm saying I'm watching LaFleur and the fan go at it. And that fan, he was channeling my man Branch's energy, and Coach wasn't feeling it.
Did you not see that you were at the game last night? You didn't see that until like right now when we showed you in the break?
I didn't. I heard about it last night, and I just got reminded of it, so I pulled it up real quick. And this is while I was on the field, so I didn't see this. No.
Do we have the footage of it at all? Oh, they're trying to get it. Yeah, it was I think a person. Yeah, here it is, and he's literally saying like, "Shut the f up." Why is this so funny?
I love it. I love it. This is Detroit. Like I say, he's channeling my man Branch's energy, and Coach was not feeling it. He was not liking it. I love it, though. I love it for Detroit.
He got under his skin. He talked about it in the post game. They lost. And I also saw, I was talking about it in the break, Kirby Joseph. Like, who did something to Kirby Joseph coming out of the tunnel? What is going on in Detroit? You're saying this is Detroit. What is Detroit?
It's gritty. It's chippy. People have been talking down on us for so long, and now, Dan is here, the energy is right, the culture is right. And I don't know, we just keeping that chip on our shoulder. I know that. I love it. Because, people talking down on us because we have so many guys down and so many guys injured. But like Dan says, next man up. We got guys that want to come to Detroit, like you said, like kind of in the last segment. People want to come to Detroit to play now. They want to come to Detroit to play for this team, play for this head coach that has so many other coaches under him that played in this league with however many years of experience. It's
so true, and nobody's talking down to these Lions. And if you try, it's just not. I feel like this is the most confident team I've ever seen. This might be the most confident team I've ever seen. Truly.
100%. Like I say, next man up mentality.
Yeah.
Guys want to come in. They don't want to let their fellow man down. And you see that throughout the locker room. You see it in practice. Obviously, you see it in the game time.
Dan Campbell is the story of the night. Obviously, the players do their thing, but it was, why are we smiling?
Dan was stressing me out. He was stressing me out. These fourth downs.
Talk to me. Are you okay with this? Take me through the process. You're there last night. Some calls worked, some didn't. These fourth downs are crazy.
For the most part, they work, and they do a good job at it. And the team, they perform when they have the opportunity to do it. Like this right here, right there on the goal line. I'm good with that. We're about to score. We're right there. We're in our suite, and everybody's like, hey, we should take the points. But it's like, man, there's sometimes where I'm like, yeah, let's take the points. There's sometimes I'm like, go for it. Sometimes I'm just stressed out. I'm just stressed out in these games.
If you're a player, are you stressed out?
Well, you're a player. You like, let's go for it every time. You like, we're going to get this. We're confident. And this one right here, when Jared slipped, I'm like, oh my goodness. But I forget this isn't college, so he can touch the ground and they keep going. So it's all good. Are
they playing with fire, Calvin?
They are. They're on fire. They are on fire.
No, that's not what I mean. Are they playing? I know. Can you win a Super Bowl like this? Because the internet is like, you're going to lose this way.
We've won a lot this way though too. Obviously there's some things that happened last year that were inopportune in timing and whatnot, but this is Dan, this is how we've got here, So like I say, I'm not the one in there. I'm not on the field. I'm not feeling the vibe at the exact time. I see it from afar. I'm going to leave it up to Dan to make those decisions. I'm not going to second guess.
There's so much that I'm impressed by with this win, and it just adds to the confidence, which I think matters so much, right? I'm like, they did this down so many guys, losing more guys, being talked down to. Big game, never easy to sweep a division opponent. You can't tell me otherwise. And then they do it also like playing 3 games in the last 11 days, like at this point in the season. Like that's something that I'm impressed by. What are you most impressed by with this team right now?
Like we spoke about earlier, how many guys are down? I don't know how many guys are on injury reserve, key players. But the fact is that he keeps bringing in guys. Obviously, like I heard you mention, we got like the 2017 Pro Bowl squad out here. We really do. But these guys, like I said, they want to be here. They want to play for this squad. And that's what you got to. That's what you got to have. You got to have the guys that have the want to. And we have guys that have the want to, and they're making plays. Guys you haven't heard of, they're making plays because they want to be on this squad. They want to make a name for themselves, but they want to be a part of something special.
Were you in the locker room after the game at all? Did you weasel in there? I would have.
No, I didn't go in the locker room. No, I didn't go in the locker room. But I can only imagine after these games, like what the energy is like in that locker room, because this is truly a team effort to be able to do this. And these guys have come together, do Vic and Ben as a team. I mean, shoot, they had their bye week. We always get screwed with the bye week in Detroit. So these guys are, like, to your point, they're playing 3 games in 11,
Crazy.
12 days. It's tough. You're going from week 5, and you're playing the rest of the season. You're going to have injuries. So it's just a matter of, like, hopefully getting these guys back here at the end, because we have so much depth right now.
First round bye would be nice. Ford Field would be nice. You're mentioning just sort of the energy. Kirby Joseph with the middle fingers. Jordan Love doing this, trying to hear what's going on. You're smiling about it. LaFleur, them getting under LaFleur's skin before the game even starts, like some guy in a jersey over a hoodie. What is the home field advantage of Ford Field in 2024?
I think back to when I played here. It was what year was it? We played Monday Night Football against the Bears. We started 5-0, and I think we had at the time it might have been a league record of, like, they had like 11 false starts. But nobody really knew how loud this stadium gets. I feel like Detroit is the loudest stadium I've played in, because it's not compact. I mean, is it 65,000 people in there? But it's in a tight setting, and it's so loud, and it's on top of you. So I think that's what makes it so loud, and that sound is reverberating off the sides, off the ceiling. And you cannot hear in there. And then, then they get to go on with the song, We Will Rock You. Mm-hmm. And, like, you leave out of that place with your ears ringing. I always forget to take my earplugs, because that place gets so dang loud now. It's
Calvin,
amazing.
I can't have you wearing earplugs. I can't. Like, I can't. I actually
I'm
can't.
getting older, Kay. Like,
no,
I can't. Everything's starting to hurt. Even my
Put
ears
some
now.
primitive in these bad boys and rub some on, and keep going. Wow, you were in the best mood. You were in the best freaking mood.
No, everybody's in a great mood here in Detroit. Obviously when our sports teams are playing well, that kind of it permeates through the city.
Yeah.
So this city has been buzzing ever since, like, year and a half ago. And it's not going to stop the way we're going right now.
What could stop the way you're going right now? Is it the gambly nature of some calls? Like, what could stop this team?
I mean, really ourselves turning the ball over. That's what's going to stop us. Any kind of turnovers. That's really what stops. I mean, when we shoot ourselves in the foot, that's the only thing that stops this team. So that and the injury. I mean, but obviously injury hasn't done so much. But I mean, I don't want to lose. I mean, I love my defense, because obviously they say defense wins championships. But I don't know. There's certain key positions that you can't lose. Obviously, you can't lose. A couple of them receivers. We can't lose our quarterback. There's a couple key positions that we can't lose. Those guys that make plays all over the field. Laporte. I mean, he's been up and down, but he makes plays. So, like I say, it's always the next man up mentality. But we gotta, try to stop losing some of these guys. And that's the part of the game. It's 100% injury game. So you just got to try to manage, especially this time of the year when you're playing so many games back to back.
When you were there, you weren't watching the broadcast, but I liked that Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, who were on the call for Amazon, they said, because everybody got the ball. I'm looking at it right now. Jamison had 5. Laporta had 5, like you just said. Tim Patrick had those 2 touchdowns. He had 6. Amon-Ra had 5 for 43. And they said, what an amazing, selfless player. He's out there blocking his ass off. How impressed are you with Amon-Ra?
I love Amon-Ra because when you call his number, he's going to make a play. There's a certain situation. It might have been like, there's a couple third downs where we really need it. I'm sitting here like, man, we got to get Amon-Ra the ball here. It's like, I know if we get him the ball, it's going to be a first down. And we did that on those plays. I ain't calling the plays, but my man makes plays when we need him the most. And he's like I say, he's an unselfish player. He sees what we have in front of him. And 100%, there's an opportunity right now to win a Super Bowl. So these guys are just trying to, team up, and do it by committee.
Why don't you go in the locker room after the game? Or do you try to keep your distance? What is your role? If I was at the game, I would literally be like, Calvin, you are my all access pass. I want to talk to coach. What is your role right now with this winning team?
No, I just try to be there when I can. I try to get to a couple practices throughout the year. I'm trying to get to a practice here this coming week.
Yes!
I try to get away. If I'm in town, I always make sure I try to go to the game. I like to get down there and just doing it, talk to the guys, and get them going. It's not me getting them going. I just like to, give them a little good energy before they go out there on the field and do their thing. Just tell them to be great.
Who asked you the most questions?
Probably Kirby. I talk to Kirby a lot. You know, all of them do though. I love talking to the DBs, man, the young DBs.
Why?
All of the DBs, because you know I'm a receiver, and my biggest thing with the DBs, I'm like, man, you guys just gotta get your hands on the ball. You could really change the game around. You know, and I mean, I tell Kirby and Branch, I always tell them like, you guys catch the ball like receivers. You know, and and they do. You see them out there getting their hands on balls, and that's going a long way for us this year, being able to turn the game around when we create turnovers.
So you're the reason he flicked off the crowd with both hands. He was like,
No,
I'm going to do it with one hand. Calvin told me to do it with two. That's what I heard happen.
I didn't do. I think that's more on Branch, but I love the energy.
I love that you hang out with the DBs. I love I mean, they're undefeated in the division. There's like so much to be impressed with this squad. I was looking at the odds for Goff because we somehow we've been talking 15. I don't know why this happens. We talk and Goff does not get mentioned. Should he be the MVP? What does a win like last night do for his odds as you're seeing him right here?
Looking at these people on the screen here, I mean, knowing where Detroit's been and where Detroit's going to, and obviously I believe that award comes out before the end of the season. But I mean, if you ask people around Detroit what this guy means to Detroit, when you hear one player's name chanted. Not obviously at home field, but when you go to every other stadium and you hear this man's name chanted, you know what he means to the city. You know, and obviously he means everything, obviously, to Detroit. But, I mean, for him to be mentioned with the likes of all these players that are on the screen, it's really imperative for what he's done in his time here in Detroit.
It's really, really well said. We are so thankful that you're on the show. I'm going to talk to you through the break because it's live on YouTube. But everybody check out Primitive Performance. Of course, your line of wellness products. It's Primitive, no E, primitiveperformance.com. Put it in your ears before a game. Put it wherever. And I'm sure you're giving it to the players. I think Primitive Performance is the reason that they're doing so well.
Well, the only thing about that, the NFL, for some reason, hasn't sanctioned cannabinoids. So hopefully that's on their next CBA task to-do list. So that they can allow their players to start, using cannabinoids. And it doesn't have to be THC, the psychoactive part of it. CBD, CBG, CBN, CBC, those things are great anti-inflammatories. So, I mean, we're partnered with other professional sports leagues getting these products to the players. So if we can get them to our players and help them get back on the field faster, that'd be everything.
You are helping MLB players. I know that. You're like an official partner, right, with the Tigers?
Yep.
So the NFL is being the sticky one.
I mean, it's just part of it's a give and take, every 10 years when the collective bargaining agreement comes up, it's going to be part of the negotiations. And hopefully when it comes back around, the players are able to eradicate that part of those restrictions so that they can, heal the way that they need to heal naturally.
A couple more questions for you. You have your own day now? What?
Hey, Big Gretch dawned that upon me, and I'm truly appreciative. That was pretty awesome. It kind of coincided with me going into the Ring of Honor here in Detroit. So, what honor, obviously, that was, for that to happen to me with all the greats that we have in the Ring of Honor here in Detroit, and then in front of this great city at this time, that was special.
So this was Governor Whitmer declared September 30th as Megatron Day. I know it's not. Did you like that? I feel like you never want attention. I think that's like the worst thing to tell you. Like, we're going to have a whole day about you. Like, get real.
It's funny because the day before the 29th is my birthday. So I was like, I got 2 days now.
It's a lot of you. Well, I love it for you. You deserve it. What are the rules on Megatron Day? If you had one rule that everybody had to follow, what is it?
You got to take a shot of tequila for me.
Oh, okay. Got
There you go. We'll do it at.
I thought you were going to say get high, and I was like, let's go, Megatron.
I know everybody ain't gonna smoke, but I think that everybody wouldn't mind taking a shot from me. Get some good tequila, get you some Clase Azul Reposado. Let's take a shot around 9 o'clock.
I love that. Are we taking shots to Matthew Stafford? I don't know what to do with this team. They're 6-6. They are 6-6 in my head. What Stafford? Talk to me. What are we? Are we buying them as a playoff team?
I don't know. I ain't been watching the Rams. I got love for Matthew. But I've been watching my Lions. I've been keeping track of the Eagles a little bit. I mean, we might have to see them at some point.
Yeah.
But I just need the road to come to Detroit. If the road comes through Detroit, this place is going to be tough to win in.
Well, you didn't even want to talk about the Rams in Stafford. I love this for you. Enjoy everything going on in Detroit and the Lions. A shot of tequila will be had sometime in the playoff. Don't ever find me at a Lions game because I will be so obnoxious and I will make you do all the things you don't want to do. I would be in that locker room like screaming. You're the best, Megatron. Everybody go check out Primitive. Thank you so much. You're literally the GOAT.
Always good to see you.
Always good to see you. Always smiling. Oh my gosh, he's the best.